is, do you know where Peppercorn is? The road behind you guys? Like right over here?
Yeah, Pepperwood?
Yeah, Pepperwood, there we go, Peppercorn, what am I calling it? GE makes all the equipment for all the alarm companies like ADT and Brinks. There was kids going behind the homes, cutting the lines before homes have been getting broken into. The reason they do that is it disables all the alarms from dialing out. To cut to the chase with you, I can't do any type of sales, but we're updating people to the new iPhone-based technology into the homes. What we really want to do with all the inquiries we've been getting is pay for a few of the homeowners, but ask you guys to be like our references. How many years have you lived in the home?
About 5.
5. So the way I look at it is alarm systems are really never cool. Now that we're linking everything into the iPhones with all the inquiries we've been getting.
I don't think we'd be interested
In what?
in a security system right
Oh no, I haven't picked your home yet. It's just like a little bit more selective. Like, we're the ones paying for it, so what would you not be interested in?
now. The service.
Okay, security of your home, you're saying.
Well, not this particular one.
Okay,
No,
so
not right now.
on a scale from 0 to 10, like if you really had to think about it, how important is the security of your home and your family? Probably a 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
So fair to say, if I was trying to sell it to you, you wouldn't want to buy it, but if we were going to use you as a model home, do you feel like you'd use it? Like if you could control your system like all digitally like a smartphone, and we were to pay for it, and financially you would be responsible for nothing except keeping a shield out in the yard, and that's exactly how it would be, you wouldn't do it?
I'd have to know more about it maybe.
Yeah, that's why I'm here. I go over about 7 questions with you, sir. They're called Can We Pay questions, but the biggest thing, and I see you're busy, and I know you probably had like 10 door-to-door guys come to your house, and you know, I promise you I'm not the vacuum cleaner kid, but at the end of the day, we would want you to hang on to this brochure with the pricing, and if one of the neighbors were to ask, you just simply say, hey, we're part of a special marketing program, we get a pretty good deal. But for most people out here, when do you think people get alarm systems?
Well, I don't know. This isn't really a high crime neighborhood.
No, exactly. That's why we're doing it in this sort of fashion. Like, nobody will get a system until the day after their home gets broken into, but at the same time, no one's just going to invest $2,500 in buying one. Like, it just doesn't make sense. If we were going to actually go to the ghetto and give these away, they'd end up on eBay the next day. They're selling them. The only reason we're paying for the homes is this is a nicer community, and people want to keep it that way. You know, it's not like you live in the ghetto, but at the same time, like, people want security, kind of like a peace of mind thing, like when you put a seatbelt on when you go into the car. I mean, if you're not going to use the system and security is not important to you and protecting your stuff is not important to you, then it doesn't make sense for us to pick your home. We're only going to pay for somebody that actually would use this. And, you know, now that we're linking cameras into the home, that if somebody was stupid enough to break into the home, they'd end up in jail. But most people like it for the peace of mind fashion that, you know, their home may never ever get broken into in 20 years. They may have never gotten into a car accident, but they always put their seatbelts on. So.
Well, I have to do that. I get a ticket if I do.
That's what everyone says. You got to put a ticket on. You got to get a ticket if you don't put the seatbelt on. So,
well, if I got it, I'm sure I'd use it, but I don't know if I would go out and actually find it on my own.
well, that's exactly why it makes sense, because this program is, we want to do people that are, you know, on a fixed income, because for somebody to invest $2,500 in buying it, it doesn't make sense for them to do unless one of the 2 reasons happens. One, their home gets broken into. We can't control the break-ins that happen. The one and other reason you would get it is all your neighbors have the signs up in their yard. Like, they have one of the older ones right over here, but most people have systems out here. I mean, your home is your biggest investment. It protects all your stuff, your keepsakes. We put fire protection in. The way I basically do it is you would have all touchscreen panels. You would have an app from your phone that you could literally control your whole home.
I don't have smartphones anyways.
Okay, then we would give you remotes so you can turn it on and off just to make it easy. But the biggest thing is when you're gone from the home for the day, you know that your stuff's protected. Like, what would be more of an issue for you? Somebody being in the home when they're not supposed to be, or somebody taking something from you, like stealing it?
What's the difference? If he's here, he's here to take something.
Somebody, like, being in the home when they're not supposed to be, or somebody actually stealing it. So probably both, right? So, like, at the end of the day, like, I can't persuade you on something that you're not paying for. Like, I always show everyone what my paperwork looks like, because it'll either make sense what I'm saying, or it's going to sound too good to be true.
Well, I mean, I've never heard of your company, so.
Protection One is the largest security company in the country, actually. Pretty much, if I were to drive down.
You say Richard's a customer? Is that?
He has a GE system. His daughter was there. He doesn't have a system through us. He has a system through GE, who's the hardware company. Protection One is the biggest in the country. They have 95.6% satisfaction ratio guaranteed, but they are also writing that we were the #1 security company of the year last year. This is not through us. This is through a security magazine that rated us the #1 security company in America last year. Not because of the fact that, we have all this stuff. It comes down to technology, and it comes to the fact that we do our advertising not by putting up a commercial, but by paying for somebody to have a system go into their home. And we say, try it out. If a neighbor asks you, we just ask you to show them the brochure with the price, and if you really like the product or service, are you the vocal type that if you really like something, you would tell other people about it? Like if you would use it, you'll definitely do it.
If I would use it?
Would you set it when you leave the home for the day? Would you set it when you go to bed at night?
Well, if it's installed, then we probably would.
Literally, I go through about 6 questions. I show you how it works, and there's no reason you won't do it. You would definitely do it. I just go through the questions and show you how it works. It takes about 3 minutes, literally.
Okay.
Is it cool if I start like right here?
Yeah.
Do you know, actually, can I take a quick peek at the door jamb? Do you know if it's a 1 1/3 or a 3-inch molding?
This one?
Yes. Because do you know how GE would custom fit the home?
No.
Okay, so I'm just going to show you on the outside of your door jamb, but picture as if it was the inside. There's going to be a wireless contact here.
So is that where you have like two
Yes.
magnetic things that slide past each other?
Exactly. So that's the way I have to cover.
We've had people pitch that before.
That's the contacts.
They
that
were
go-
only going to do like 2-3 windows or something, and I forget what else.
I cover the home like every nook and cranny. So the best way for me to custom fit the home is to show you exactly how we would do it. How many doors do you have that lead into the home, including sliders?
3.
3. So I would basically do all those with wireless components. They're about the size of my thumb. And then pretty much this is how I would do it. I have a pretty good idea if your home, I know all the homes are kind of different out here, but the way I would do it, this is what we would want out of it. We would want to use your name as a reference. We would ask you to agree to a non-disclosure, just not telling the neighbors that we had paid for your system to get done. And then we would ask you to keep one of the newer shields in the yard, like in front of these trees, for the next 4 years, just kind of how he has his sign in the yard.
Out in the middle of the grass?
Not in the middle of the grass, but like right here in the front
In the
planter, in
ivy?
front of the trees. Yeah, no, ivy would be fine. We would want you to keep the shield out for the next 4 years, and then the way we would compensate you is we would pay for the main panel. The system would be all cell-based. We cover all the doors. Have you ever seen a baseball player when they swing a bat and the people are in the crowd taking the pictures, like clip, 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 as they're swinging, like at batting practice or whatever? The motion, it has a built-in camera, so like you don't want to have a system just for peace of mind. You want it for the fact that if that one time happens, they're going to get caught and they're going to end up in jail. So we put a motion with a built-in camera into the home that if somebody were to pass by, it would act as a trap zone, and that's something that could potentially save your home from a burglar.
So is this wired to the police station or anything?
Yes. So this is how it works. Where's my iPad? So the alarm goes off, right? They're going to come through a speaker. My iPad died. Do you have that little cutout, handout thing? There's speakers inside of the alarm. So on an older alarm system, the alarm would go off and they would call you on the phone. And they would, what was your first name? Hank. They'd say, Hank, what's your safe word? And, that could be anybody picking up the phone. On this alarm, within 13 seconds, they're going to come through a speaker. They're going to say, Hank, is everything okay? If everything's fine and your safe word is bananas, you say bananas. That means everything's fine. But if you're gone from the home and Bill and Ted, do you have pets? Dogs, cats?
Cats.
Okay, so they come through the speaker. They hear Bill and Ted in the home or whatever, and Bill yells to Ted, hurry up, grab the TV. They know that that's an actual break-in, and that they confirm that when, they dispatch the police. Now, one thing everyone likes, how many pets do you have? 5. So the cats are probably a part of the family and take it. Everyone that considers their pet a part of the family, I always link the fire protection in. You have ionic-based detection, which will just beep. that's a photoelectric detector, so if there's a 17-degree change in the home, or if it were to detect a thick smoke, it'll alert the fire department, which is something that could potentially save your cats in a fire, which they're not going to die in a fire, it's going to be the smoke ventilation, so that's why we would cover the home with fire protection. And you and your wife, you guys don't have smartphones, right? Would you use a remote for the system if we were to pay for it, like to turn it on and off, like how you unlock and lock the car type thing? Do you think you
Oh,
would
is that a
use-
question?
Yeah, do you think you
Oh,
would use
well, how
something?
else would we turn that?
You can always go to the panel, like, and actually type in the numbers, but a lot of people like the convenience of doing it with the remotes. It's just, we don't want to pay for it if you're never going to use it, but
Well, why would I not use it if it's in my house?
most people use it. It's a remote, but some people are like, oh no, I'd always go to the panel and type in the numbers. I would never use the remote. But that's like saying you'd always go to your car and put the key into the lock and unlock it rather than just pressing the buttons to unlock it. So we would pay for you and your wife to actually both have key remotes. And then we would pay for the maintenance on the system. And then we would pay for the fire protection. And then we'd pay for the installation.
So this would have a video recording, you're saying?
Yeah, so that's the motion, the image sensor. So if somebody were stupid enough to break in, like you don't have a smartphone, right? You don't have an
That's
iPhone.
right.
But if you were on near a computer, you could check into the home and see what's going on at the house. If you were at work near a computer or whatever. But yeah, you would have that feature to be able to check into the home, or if you did.
So if there's something that goes wrong, this system basically does what? It alerts the nearest police?
Well, they come through a
substation.
speaker to verify it first, so there's no
Right.
false alarm. They come through, they say, Hank, is everything cool? And if not, then they're going to send the police up here. Like, if everything's fine, you're going to say you're safer, but if somebody's stupid enough to break in, you want the police to show up. You know, and the difference is it's all cellular, so they can't just cut your wires.
So if somebody
before
slides
breaking
the window and they break this over magnetic contact, what happens then?
in. The alarm goes off. You can either have it silent or audibly making noise in the home, where it audibly makes a noise. 13 seconds, they're going to come through a speaker. They're going to say, okay, back door has been opened. Hank, is everything okay? What's your safe word? If nobody answers, they're going to wait, and then they're going to dispatch the police. We have a confirmed break-in. The back window was opened at 1:33 p.m., and there's a confirmed break-in. Through audio verification, we have no response. So there's a confirmed break-in happening at this location. And if the motion, once they pass by the motion, it'll start clipping pictures where you have live proof of what had happened, which a lot of people like that feature. A system like that, for you to invest in it, would be 7, 1,000, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20. So $2,200, which is the main reason people don't have systems that don't have systems, is the only way you would spend $2,200 is if your house was broken into last night and you're suddenly in the market for one. That's how it is for most people. The 6 questions I go over kind of determine the ones that we do pay for. And the first question is the most important question is, we don't want somebody to do it because it's free. We want you to do it because you're actually serious about protecting the home, that you would use it. Do you feel like you would use it more so when you're away from the home and the house is empty, or do you think you'd set it all the time, like even when you guys go to bed at night?
Well, you consider it all the time. How
Like,
can we use it
what-
when we're home?
Well, at nighttime, you're going to safeguard it for stay mode, which you're just arming the doors. So when you go to bed at night, 80% of break-ins are through either lock bumping, where they take a little, like,
Yeah, I've seen
paper
that.
clip.
They hit the key.
They hit the key. Or secondly is they duct tape a back window and smash it. But we want to make sure that you would set the system when you're away, but 99% of people set it when they go to bed too, because you're not arming the motion. It's not like you're going to get up in the middle of the night and set something off. You're arming all the doors, which most of the break-ins are through a door, which is what you would want to cover, which is kind of the bigger vulnerability. Do you think you would definitely
Well, I
use it?
suppose that if the capability is there, we'd probably use it.
But you would definitely use it when you're away from the home.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you feel as if you're the type of person that if you really liked a product or service that you would give feedback to somebody else? So, if one of these neighbors were inquiring,
Well, I wouldn't be a
system-
salesman, but if they asked me about it.
Yeah, I mean, we're not asking you to go to Best Buy or Walmart and go up to 10 people you don't know and say, hey, this is a great system. You don't have to do that. It's just like if one of the neighbors asked you, like say we used you for name dropping, and we said Hank really liked the fact that he can control it remotely, and he benefited from the fact that he has a camera in the home, so if anybody ends up going in his home, they're going to end up getting caught. So if we're able to tell that to a neighbor, it's like an infomercial that says actual customer. They might never know who that is, but if you're happy with the product or service, they're going to be more, feeling as if it makes sense. Now, how do you
This
feel?
key remote does what? Arms the system and disarms
Arm,
it?
disarm, and then panic if you press both of them. So like one for your wife, she's here with the cats, you're gone at work, she presses both the buttons, she can actually panic the system, which a lot of people like. Just like a peace of mind type thing. But setting it, arming, disarming, you're pulling into the driveway, you want to disarm the system, you have a bunch of groceries, you can do that. Or if you're leaving the house and you forgot to set it, you can set it remotely, which a lot of people like. It just makes everything more convenient for you guys. You have probably a pretty, is this a one level or two level? One level, okay. So we'd set up the main panel near the door that you come in and out of the most. And now, how do you feel as if the system would provide you with peace of mind? I mean, obviously the area is safe, but a lot of the neighbors have systems out here for a reason. How do you feel as if securing your home would give you peace of mind?
Well, is this like a, elementary question or what?
Or make us ask it. I mean, it's kind of a basic question. I agree. I agree. I think it's a stupid question. It's going to provide you with peace of mind to know that your stuff is protected. But the biggest thing is, we don't want to pay for somebody to have a system that will never use the system. That doesn't make sense. We want to pay for somebody that's going to consistently use it every day, because it's not worth it unless you're going to use it. And if you use it, then you'll be vocal about it. So.
Well, like I said, if somebody's got a system, it would be dumb not to use it.
Okay, and then you said a break-in would be your biggest concern.
I suppose so. That's what this is guarding against, right?
Police, fire, and medical, actually. So you have fire protection from the cats, a break-in, a home invasion type 2, all types of break-ins, but also like what a lot of people.
Well, the system is triggered when some sort of a magnetic lock is broken, right?
Yes,
either a door or a window.
if it were to detect a 17-degree change in the home or a thick smoke, then it would alert the fire department.
You don't put one of these in the kitchen, do you?
No, it's got to be. It's like a thick smoke of like a carpet, but that's got to be actually like 14 feet away from the kitchen and like 12 from a bathroom or something. These are very accurate. The system would be 100% wireless in the home. Nothing to write home about, but do you know who your homeowner's insurance is through?
It's Allstate.
Allstate, perfect. So Allstate is going to give you a little bit of a better discount. Like it protects their investment. Allstate, for having a cellular-based system, they give you 15% off your policy. Do you know roughly how much you spend a year?
I don't know.
So most people are well over $1,000. You're going to save maybe $200 off the insurance, whatever it is. It's kind of like free money. Typically, it's what we look for, sir. You've lived here for how many years? 5 years. Very basic how I do these. I'd use you as a GE model home. I show you how it works, and you tell me if you feel as if it's fair. Do you have any issue with us using your name as a reference just for name dropping? Would you be okay with that?
A name to who?
Like if one of the neighbors had inquired about a system, and we were able to point out your
You
home.
said Hank uses it?
Hank has a system. This is what he likes and benefits. Nobody's going to ask you about it. We're not going to give your phone number to anybody. Nobody's going to have to look at your system. It's just it's credibility. A reference has lived here for 5 years, where they're going to be more inclined to actually get a system. The second thing is a non-disclosure. If a neighbor were to ask you what you paid, you show them the brochure with the pricing. You say we're part of a special marketing program. We get a pretty good deal. We just don't want you to say yeah, it's a good system, but we didn't have to pay for ours because they don't want to pay for theirs. So that's how we kind of get it. Like,
Well, then they'll say, how much of a discount did you get?
say we got a pretty good deal. We had a pretty good
I'm
deal.
not allowed to talk.
Well, it's none of anybody's business how much you paid. Like, when's the last time you asked how much somebody paid for their refrigerator, It's, just say you got a pretty good deal, but that's the reason it wouldn't make sense. We're a business, we're not a charity, we're not just going to give it to everyone on the road. We want to find people that don't have systems, so the people that have systems are going to be paying for all this stuff when all the vendors come out. Last thing is keeping the shield in the yard for 4 years. That's the catch. The sign is to stay in the yard for 4 years. If it ever goes missing, you let us know and we'll same day deliver one, but having that shield for the visibility helps us out, and you're a lot less likely to be broken into.
Yeah, the shield doesn't bother me.
Okay, and then, like I said, I just want you to be familiar with how it works. If the alarm goes off, they're going to come through a speaker. They're going to say, is everything okay? Everything's fine. You're going to say, bananas. If you're gone.
When you first come in,
Yep. You have 45 or 60 seconds.
well, I was about to say you gotta go to the main panel and
Or you can
disable
do
it
it,
or
or you can do
something.
it from the remote. You'd have 60. Yeah, you'd have 45 or 60 seconds from the time that you open the door.
these are usually less reliable. They're not always working.
No, these always work. The key fobs. They have an internal battery in them that are all lithium. turn it on and off. They're very good. They're not like cheap detectors. It's still a GE product. I think those are something smart for you and your wife to have. But if the alarm went off and you were gone from the home and nobody was here, we come through the speaker, we say, Hank, is everything fine? Nobody
It's
answers.
you or it's the police?
No, it's it's us that come through the speaker. We're doing the dispatch. It's like OnStar. So we're verifying everything before we send the police.
Oh.
Not actually me and him, but the company.
Yeah, right. Oh.
It's the actual company.
So this isn't directly to the police, it's to you?
Of course.
Oh.
Because we don't want, obviously.
And then if nobody answers after, what did you say,
13 seconds, they'll come through, they'll say, is everything okay? Nobody answers. You would obviously want the police to show up to the house, wouldn't you?
Then you would call the police?
Correct.
Oh, so, okay.
We
So
confirm,
this doesn't go directly to the police, it goes to you first?
Yes.
And then you dispatch those guys if something's not right?
Yes, of course. So we're watching the home. It's like 24/7 monitoring of the home, that if something were to happen, that we're going to
This video, is that like a live feed or something to your company too? Or
Yeah,
is
we
that-
can do live feed or we can do still images, whatever you're.
No, what I mean is, if something doesn't seem right, can you like turn on the screen and
Because
like
of Privacy
real
Act,
time in the
we
camera?
can't access that. Privacy Acts don't allow us to.
Where does that go then? Is that stored somewhere?
Well, that would go in the interior of the home. Can I see like the main area of the home? We would act that as like a trap zone. Like
Well, what I mean is, where are the images stored?
alarm.com is a separate feature, so you would have like it's like a Facebook account or something. You would be able to go onto a username and password on alarm.com, and you could actually check everything from there.
And it can be downloaded in case somebody wanted it in a police report or anything
Yes,
like that?
yes. So you can actually check and look at pictures. So what I was explaining to you,
You give them the picture sent to your email.
yeah, you have them sent right to your email. So say like, you can actually check everything from this app, or you can do it from the computer where you're setting the system. But if you wanted to see like a motion with the camera, or say the police wanted to see what had happened, you can check.
So
it.
that only works when it's tripped, right? It's not like a
no,
like a
only
video
when
thing
it's
that
tripped.
just kind of rolls over itself.
Only when it's tripped. Only when it's tripped. Or if you were at on a computer, you could actually check in.
And what trips the system to start recording?
Motion. So if motion. So
Well, so if we got 6 cats, we'd be sure to trip that damn
unless the
camera.
cats are over 50 pounds, it's all infrared based. It won't pick up anything under 50 pounds. So these are a little bit more dynamic. These are $250 detectors. So a cat will
So
never
it has
sit
to sense a warm body going past it.
over 50 pounds. Yeah.
And the system is armed, and if a warm body goes past it, then it'll start video
It'll
recording.
start clipping pictures. Yes. Live feed pictures. What happens, and then the motion it's all. This is the brain of the system. It's a cell phone unit that dials out on a wireless basis, but yeah, that's exactly how it basically works for you. Which door do you come in and out of most? This one? Okay, can we take a quick look at the back door? Just kind of show you exactly how it would set up the main panel. Because typically, if a break-in were to happen, it's going to happen through a door, but more so through a back door. Okay, so something like this would obviously be a concern too. So I would have to set the motion back in this back area of the home. And then, okay, can you lift the slider off its track?
Yeah.
Okay, how much does it lift?
Well, I mean, it's not blocking, it's just sliding.
Oh, no, you don't have a slider. I was thinking that second door was a slider.
Oh, no.
French
You
door.
set it, and then you lift the handle up, it latches.
So I would put a contact on here, and then where do you feel is the best place for the camera to go with it? Where do you think it would be?
Well, pointing in this way.
Can I take a quick look just so I can show you how I think that it would be best custom fitted? Okay, yeah, 100%. I would